Fisk unit. Fisk unit. Fisk unit. What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Giants Outsiders Podcast, episode 56, aka the season 2 finale. I am, of course, the hardest voice of sports, the muscle of the Giants community, Fist Vegas, and I'm joined by my co-host, the 60-minute man, the sharpest sports bettor on the planet, Cop Pizzle. What's up, man?
What up, Fist?
The Giants, that's what's up.
Yeah, I know we up, right? Hey, you know what? We undefeated in 2024.
Yes, we are.
We lost a game this year.
And guess what? Because there's no playoff game next, we going to stay undefeated.
I know.
We both knew we was going to cover that number last week. If y'all paid attention to the show, we made y'all some money.
You know what's funny about it? Like, I know that I said during the show that I thought the Giants could win the game, but that was an ass whooping. And I know Eagle fans are like, yeah, we pulled our starters, man. They tried to win the game the first half.
Yes, they did.
And they saw it wasn't going good, and then it was over. I'm gonna tell you what, Fist. They better get it this playoff, like in the playoffs. They better get it because I think the Eagles they're going down like downhill. Like it could get. I don't see. I'm interested to see what happens to the Eagles when they get eliminated because they got. I don't know if their coach has lost the locker room. I don't think their offensive line is going to be intact next season. AJ Brown, there's already rumblings of him. I mean, he obviously ran himself out of Tennessee already, so he could do it in Philly. I mean, I'm interested to see what happens to the Eagles after they get eliminated.
I mean, look how fast things can turn. This guy Nick Sirianni goes from being like one of the most promising head coaches to basically being up shit's creek without a paddle. And what's so funny is one of the things that Pizzle, we talked about this. One of the things that we said the Giants would have an advantage on would be coaching. And when the Eagles lost both of their coordinators, we said that's a problem. That's just not something you gloss over.
Yeah.
And guess what? And guess who the Eagles want as their defensive coordinator, Pizzle?
Martindale.
Exactly.
So, but and by the way, I wanted to make a point that we couldn't have started the season any worse, losing to the Cowboys the way we did, but we couldn't have ended it like any better considering the circumstances. I mean, obviously it's a lost season, but still to beat the Eagles, which is one of the goals, right? Going into this season was like, man, you got to start beating your rivals. Now, we weren't able to obviously do that against the Cowboys, but the Eagles, hopefully this is a trend in that direction of being able to beat them going forward. Dallas seems to be still, I mean, this was a terrible year playing Dallas, right? I mean, awful year. I mean, they killed us both games. But Philly, the first time we played them on Christmas, they won, but the Giants was in that game. They were close. Giants obviously covered the spread in both games. But the second game, the Giants dominated that game. And then the Eagles, like I said, they were playing for something. So, but yeah, they I've seen Eagle fans already, like they want Martindale, which is an interesting topic right now for with Giant fans and I have my opinion on it, and it's obviously there's news leaking out every day now about what has happened and stuff like that. But
we're gonna get to that right after the Eagle recap. But
well, it was just good to see. I'm gonna tell you this too. There's some positives I can take going into next season. I can't wait to see Wandell play next year. I think the way he ended the year, he was exceptional. I know you don't want to give my boy Darius Slayton no credit, Fist, but he had a He had a solid season, and he had a good game on Sunday.
Oh my gosh,
He had a good game, and I mean, I think defensively we got some good pieces too. Like, I mean, we have a lot of the Giants they have talent, like they have young talent, but they've got to make a splash in a couple different areas on the team and make a difference, and hopefully, next season can be a better year. But
But
honestly,
the
in
Eagles,
the Eagles,
yeah, but here's the thing though. The Eagles wasn't the demon we had to slay. If you look at it, with the exception of last season, we pretty much played like, I don't want to say we own the Eagles, but under Joe Judge, we low key we low key were better than the Eagles under Joe
we
Judge.
should
Because
have
if you
beat.
look,
If you remember, we should have swept the Eagles if it wasn't for the Evan
for Evan
Ingram drop.
Ingram,
Yeah,
and then the next year,
we
Daniel
have
Jones
had.
beat him.
Yeah, you're right. We've had success against the Eagles.
Yes, remember Daniel Jones' last game in 2021 was versus he beat the Eagles with the broke neck, and then he
Yeah,
got hurt. So if Daniel Jones plays both those games in 2021, we probably sweep them in 2021. So I don't really look at the Eagles as, oh my gosh, we finally beat the Eagles. No, I don't look at it like that, because God forbid anybody give Daniel Jones credit. People just act like Daniel Jones didn't do anything good for a couple years, but you know, Daniel Jones always played good versus the Eagles. It was the Cowboys is the team
mhm.
that be kicking our ass like we stole something. That's the team
And
we
I
gotta
agree with that.
overcome.
I agree with that. I mean, that's and they ended up being
That
obviously.
Cowboys specifically, because Daniel Jones beat the Andy Dalton Cowboys. He didn't beat that Cowboys. Dak Prescott is just the giant killer. I
and
mean,
they
that guy owns us.
and they obviously won the NFC East as well. So I mean,
They didn't win the NFC East. The Eagles lost the NFC East. That's two completely different things.
well, I mean,
The
they
Eagles
those
lost the
2
division.
teams
Cowboys ain't winning.
those 2 teams obviously split. And I mean, the Eagles at one time looked like, I mean, what they were they a little 10 and
They
1
were 10.
one time?
They were 10-1 or 10 and
Yeah, I think
2.
they were 10 and 1 at one time. Yeah, I think they
Yeah,
were
they
10
were
and 1
10
and they
and
started
1
losing.
before they started losing games. Yeah, they were 10 and 1.
I think is the Giants their last win? Yeah, Chris,
Yeah,
I think the
yeah,
Giants
that was the
their
last
last
one
win.
they got. Other than that, they
Look,
lost
I mean,
everything after Kansas
obviously the
City.
Giants own Washington. That's pretty evident. They have had success against the Eagles, and then the Cowboys have just simply dominated them.
No, Dak has dominated
Dak
us.
has dominated.
Just be specific here,
I
because
just remember
we beat Andy Dalton ass.
we
So it really
we
is
didn't
just
beat I
Dak.
don't think we beat Cooper. We didn't beat Cooper Rush though, but you're right. We did get uh Andy Dalton though. But look, I mean, that's obviously an emphasis going in. I think it has to be going into next season. Um I think the thing about the Eagle game, Fitz, is like when you look back at the whole season, we just never competed at a good level against playoff teams or even teams that were on the fringe of making the playoffs. We beat some lower tier teams, but we just couldn't ever those teams that those playoff teams, especially those first 6 weeks, we played some really good teams. And the reality is, when you look back at the season, we were able to beat the Packers. Well, they were a playoff team, right on the, just barely, they barely made it, but they ended up being a playoff team. We lost to the Seahawks. They were just out on making the playoffs. You could argue that them and the Packers are somewhat similar. We were able to beat the Eagles, which clearly is they're a playoff team. We were able to get a couple of wins, but that was the thing about the Giants that was disappointing. Most notably when Daniel Jones was playing, was that when we played against teams that was going to be playoff, like Dallas, San Francisco, we just didn't compete at the level that.
I wonder what the score is. I wonder what our record is the first 6 weeks of the season if we start Tyrod over Danny. I
Oh,
wonder.
I don't think it. See, that's the thing, Fist. Um, I don't think it would have really mattered. What I would like to have known, this is what I would have liked to say. I wish the schedule could have been flipped a little bit. Obviously they lost to the Rams, but they could, and who ended
I
up being
gotta
the
hold
playoff
on. I
team.
gotta cut you off, Pizzle. I gotta cut you off because there's no point in flipping the schedule because if you look at it realistically, the schedule was hell the whole season. Because think about this, right? So people say the Giants' schedule it technically got easier, right? That's what they say, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
Bro, we played Buffalo.
I
We
know.
played there was never an easy stretch in
Which,
our schedule. I mean,
which, by
because
the way,
Green Bay is a playoff team, right?
yeah, they're a
So
playoff
if you
team,
look, yeah, so if you
and
look at it, we
The
played
Rams
Green
are a playoff
Bay.
team. Rams.
Yeah, the Rams are a playoff team. Because remember, you look at it, right? We played because Buffalo. So we played Buffalo, then we played Washington, then we played the Cowboys. And then right after the
Mhm.
Cowboys, we got a chance to play the Patriots, and then we got to play we got to play Green Bay. So if you look at it, every other week was at worst a playoff team. There really was no easy break in the schedule because if you think about it, right,
Mhm.
the Seattle when we opened up the season, right, we played the Cowboys, we played the 49ers, and we played the Cardinals. So that's a playoff team, non-playoff team, playoff team. Then we play the Seahawks. That's not a playoff team. We play the Dolphins. That's a playoff team. So
Mhm.
if you look at it, the whole season was playoff, non-playoff,
No,
playoff, non-playoff.
100%. 100%.
So the only difference is Daniel Jones played like dog shit to open the season. We can't sugarcoat that shit because
Well,
the offensive line been garbage all year. The offensive we gave up the second most sacks in NFL history, but yet Daniel Jones was the only quarterback who didn't perform this season. So I don't want to hear
I don't know if those other
shit
guys
about oh my
truly
gosh the team was just so bad under Daniel Jones. That's bullshit,
listen. We're gonna get.
huh?
We
What?
can. We're gonna talk
So
court. We're gonna
Tyrod
talk
Taylor didn't
quarterback.
get his ribs broke behind his offensive line?
We're going. No. He
Because
got
I
busted
just
up.
feel like
We're listen. We're gonna talk. We're gonna
if
look.
Tyrod plays the whole
All three
season,
quarterbacks got hurt. Fist basically. They all three
that's my
got hurt. I mean,
point. So,
even Tommy DeVito
but
got beat.
only one quarterback looked like shit though. So like what I'm saying is, if Tyrod starts the whole year, Darius Slayton probably has like 1,300 yards because he seems to find Darius Slayton once a week on a bomb. If Tyrod starts the whole year, I'm confident Jalen Hyatt probably gets like 700-800 yards. I just feel like for some strange reason, Daniel Jones left the good version of him in Minnesota. We need to Pizzle. You and I need to go on an Indiana Jones level adventure and go find Daniel Jones. He's somewhere in Minnesota, bro. We ain't seen good Daniel Jones since that damn Viking game. Straight up. And I want to know why. And can you hit the like button? I only got 5 likes right now. It says on my screen. We got 100 people in here and I got 5 likes. I will turn this motherfucker off right now. The hell is wrong with y'all? I turn this motherfucker stream on so damn fast to go to bed and make your head spin. How we got all these people in here. Y'all ain't liking my damn video. What's wrong with these dudes, Pizzle?
I don't know. But I will say this: like, look, you need to go ahead and accept the fact, Fisk. I mean, I know. Look. Daniel Jones is going to be the quarterback next season. Like,
As he should.
You need to go ahead and accept that. They're not going to draft a quarterback.
Shit, that's the
They're not
part
gonna
you
do it.
need to accept.
They're not going to do it. Yes,
That's the part you
I'm
gotta
telling you, they're not
accept.
going to do it. They're not going to do it, Fist.
Yeah, okay. You're gonna be sick when Joe Shane trade up. You're gonna be sick. You're gonna be sick to your stomach when Joe Shane trade up. I'm gonna be sick too. Because I hope Joe Shane doesn't trade it to get a quarterback. If Penix falls to us, his Sixers take him. I hope we don't trade it to get a quarterback, but I have a feeling he's gonna trade up. I know Penix will beat her at 6, but I think he's gonna trade up to get a guy. Because like I don't know about you, Pizzle, but I've watched after watching the Penix kid, he's perfect for this offense.
No, he's not, Fist. Stop.
If Brian Daboll can
Fist.
resist the urge to call these quarterback runs and just let Penix throw that ball down the field to Jalen Hyatt and Darius Slayton, them burners. Oh man. Oh man.
Who's
He's
going to
perfect.
okay, let's just as Fist. He's a left-handed quarterback.
So
Who's protecting his blind side? It sure as hell ain't Evan Neal.
Bro, we're putting Evan Neal at guard. Don't believe this bullshit that Joe Shane talking about. We're putting
So
Evan
we're
Neal.
drafting a tackle in the first round?
We're signing one, bro. Joe Shane, listen,
I
let
don't
me tell
know
you
why
something.
y'all I keep hearing
Joe Shane can't
saying
fix,
that.
but he can't fix but so much in the draft. I'm willing to bet my bottom dollar he's gonna sign a receiver. He's gonna fix the interior offensive line in the draft. No, I'm sorry, in free agency, he's going to buy a receiver and he's going to buy an offensive line. That's what he's gonna do in free agency.
Fizz, they're
In
not.
the draft, he'll take care of his quarterback, his corner. We need another edge rusher. He'll take care of the defense in the draft. But I'm telling you, he's gonna buy that receiver and that offensive line of free agent.
But he's not drafting a quarterback.
Pizzle.
I'm just telling.
Why the
I'm
fuck do
just
you
telling.
want Daniel Jones back on this team?
It's not that it has nothing to do with
Why?
what. It has nothing to do with my personal feelings. I'm telling you what I believe the team's going to do. They're
You're
not
trying to
going to
speak
do
some
it. Fizz.
bullshit into existence.
They're not
Daniel
gonna
Jones'
do
time
it.
is up. His shit is over.
They-
His shit is over, bro. It's over.
You didn't see the
He
press
fucked
conference.
up.
You didn't see the press conference.
Daniel Jones fucked up. He played the worst
They're going to
football
give
of
him
his
one more
career.
year, Fisk. I'm telling you,
It doesn't fucking matter. He's
they're going to
auditioning
give him
for another
one more
team.
year.
Fizzle, it doesn't fucking matter. He's auditioning for another team. There's no situation in which the Giants are paying that motherfucker $40 million after 2024. It's not happening. Daniel Jones will not be back on this Giants roster for $40 million to 2025. It won't happen.
What do we want to bet, Fisk?
Pizzle, I bet. Pizzle.
What do we want to bet?
Pizzle. Let me tell you something.
First round draft pick.
We are drafting a quarterback in the first round, bro. If you think Shane and Daboll are about to bet their jobs on a quarterback with a fucked up ACL and 2 neck injuries, you're fucking bugging. You're bugging, Pizzle.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what I'll do. How about this? If the Giants do not draft a quarterback in the first round, you have to buy a Darius Slayton jersey.
Okay.
If the Giants do draft a quarterback in the first round, I'll buy the jersey of the new quarterback.
Huh.
Unless you got something else for me to that you'd rather for me to do, but you have to buy a Darius Slayton. I don't have to have a picture of you wearing it. I just need a picture of proof of, hey, I received it and this is it. A Darius Slayton jersey. I don't care what you do with it, Fist, as long as you purchase it for the Mr. Nice Guy.
You know what? Deal.
But you got to take. But here's the thing: you got to get it, and you got to take a picture and post it. Not with you don't have to wear it. I don't have to show your face. Just hey, here it is. I got it. I open it in the box. It's in the box.
Nah, I'll do you one better. I'll make a short out of it. So
okay. Everyone in here is proof of this.
Yeah.
Everyone in proof is that if the Giants do not draft a quarterback in the first round, you have to buy a Darius Slayton jersey.
Fair enough.
And I don't care white or blue. I don't care.
And you make sure you get ready to buy our quarterback.
Okay.
Buy that jersey.
I will.
Because you know what
I haven't bought a jersey. Number one, since the Reebok days. You remember when Reebok used to make the NFL jerseys?
Yeah, my Eli Manning was a Reebok.
It was my last one was an Eli Manning that I personally bought for myself.
I just feel like you set yourself up for failure, Pizzle.
No, I have set Darius Slayton up with a new fan, and that's you. You're gonna be Darius Slayton's number one fan, buying his jersey.
Listen, let me tell you something.
I can't wait. You're gonna look good in the Darius Slayton jersey. You're gonna look good.
I just cannot believe you really think the Giants are gonna put a pin in their hopes and beliefs in a quarterback that can't stay.
They're doing it one more year, Fist. I'm telling you, they're gonna give Daniel Jones, rightfully, right or wrong, they're gonna give him one more year, and then they're gonna play and if he does poorly or the team does poorly, then they will go get a quarterback. That's what I believe they'll do. First of all, I'm going to be honest with you, Fizz. A lot of the news that's coming out of the NFL right now is absolutely crazy. I didn't expect Mike Vrabel to get fired by the Titans. I didn't think the Seahawks would move on from Pete Carroll. I mean, it's like all these teams are making radical moves out of nowhere, and I'm not even sure it's done yet. Like, it's just crazy what's going on right now, which tells me that there's a like, it wouldn't surprise me. Giants are drafting at 6. It wouldn't surprise me if 3 quarterbacks are taken before the 6th pick. And, obviously that you believe and some others believe that the Giants will move up. But honestly, I think it's getting so radical right now. Like, nobody knows for sure what the Bears are going to do. I think Justin Fields is going to stay, but shit, man, I mean, with all that's been going on, like, there's no telling. They fired like every coach on their team except for their head coach. Did you see that with the Bears?
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, why they even keep the head coach? They fired everybody else.
My thing with the Bears is they need to they need to move off of Fields. They're dumb and they keep Fields can't throw the ball. Like, when the minute the Bears are trailing, it's over. Like, he's just not a drop bad passer. I don't think he's good. I think he's a serviceable quarterback. You can win with him, but it's never gonna look clean.
Can I tell
It's
you
always gonna have to be gimmicky.
Can I tell you a quarterback I really, really like? Just on that's outside of the Giants. That's not probably one of the top tier names is Jordan Love. Jordan Love is like my favorite. Would you consider him a young quarterback? I would.
Yeah, this is only his first year starting.
He's like my favorite young quarterback. I think Jordan Love's awesome.
And throws just like his daddy Aaron Rodgers too. That's the beauty of it. He throws just like Aaron Rodgers. Like, it's like he copy and paste Aaron Rodgers throwing motion. Like, it's fucking crazy to watch.
I've never lived. I think we've talked about this before. I've never lived in my life or even watched football and the Packers didn't have a good quarterback.
Nope, neither have I.
No, I've never seen the Packers not have a good quarterback.
It's crazy. Like, they just keep getting lucky, man. It's just they just don't miss.
They don't miss.
They really don't miss. You can't. And you know what? If there's any, and this is why I'm happy Daniel Jones is coming back next year, right? You gotta let the young guy sit. Let his ass sit. I would love for Daniel Jones' brittle ass to make it the whole season, so our rookie can just watch him do his thing, learn the system, get a feel for the speed of the game. And because look, that's what made Mahomes great. He came in, Mahomes didn't play his rookie. He started one game his rookie year.
Yeah.
Jordan Love set for 4 years. Aaron Rodgers set for 3 years. There's nothing wrong with sitting down and waiting your fucking turn. You know what I'm saying?
There's multiple examples of that work, like Jordan Love, Mahomes,
Aaron
Rodgers. Yep. Who else is out there that's active?
Technically, Tom Brady sat behind Bledsoe for a year. Technically,
yeah. I mean, technically, I'm talking about active quarterbacks.
Brock Purdy.
Would you?
He got a chance to watch.
I mean, Brock Purdy. You could
Jimmy
count
G and Trey Lance.
Yeah.
So it's better.
Was Dak one of those?
No, because Romo got hurt in the preseason, so Dak just started.
That's right.
But Jalen Hurts, watch Carson Wentz. Lamar Jackson, watch Joe Flacco. So
I don't know how long he was there for that.
Nah, because remember, Lamar didn't come until like the last 5 games of the season, his rookie year. Hurts basically sat behind Wentz the whole year till he got injured. What I'm saying is, like, most of these quarterbacks sit, just sit. There's nothing wrong with.
Well, I'm just saying there are examples. There are examples that can happen in in the right situations. I mean, not everybody is. Obviously, C.J. Stroud has had luck. Ben Roethlisberger, I know, when he was a rookie, won the Super Bowl. So I mean, rookies have the ability to.
He went 15-1 and lost to Belichick. Remember? Ben Roethlisberger. He went. They were
Yeah,
15-1
yeah.
and
I
lost.
wanna yeah, I was trying that's
He
I don't
won
know
it
if
the
you know,
next year.
it's been almost 20 years since that happened.
Yeah, he won
Been
it
a
the next year. He won it.
no, it was his rookie year he won the Super Bowl.
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
Ben didn't win it his
wasn't it?
rookie year.
Somebody in the comments need to tell us.
Pizzle. Tom Brady beat the fuck out of them in Heinz Field in
No,
04.
no, I'm almost certain that no, that's not
His rookie year was 04.
I'm almost certain that Ben Roethlisberger
Pizzle,
won.
I bet you
Oh, that be
a
nothing.
milkshake.
I already
I bet you a milkshake right now. I want a $5 super chat immediately if I'm right.
no,
I'll bet you a
no,
milkshake right
I'm
now.
not betting it. I'm not betting it. I'm not betting it.
Because remember,
Okay,
'04.
maybe it was his second season. Maybe it was.
Yes, because '04 was the year McNabb threw up in the
But did he
huddle and threw
maybe he
that
didn't
pick.
did he I'm trying to remember if did he not start?
No, he started his rookie year because some bum got hurt. They went 15. I believe it was 15-1. Lost to the Patriots because the Patriots beat the Eagles in the '04 Super Bowl.
Okay.
Because Eli Manning,
We're dating ourselves now, Fizz.
yeah, we really are. But remember, Eli
Dating
Manning sat behind Kurt Warner, and
yeah,
then
he did for like
Philip
I think
Rivers
6 weeks.
sat behind Drew Brees. Now we definitely dating ourselves, but shit. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with being OGs. Some of these motherfuckers in the chat better hope they make it to OG
But
status.
but he had success that his first Roethlisberger had success his first year, and then the second year he came in and won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but that's because those teams are good.
Well,
It's
yeah,
very rare.
that's yeah. No, I agree with
Yeah,
that.
like CJ Stroud is an Andrew Luck taking over for sorry ass teams. That's not normal. Like what CJ Stroud and Andrew Luck were able to do and just take a bad team and turn them into winners overnight. That's not normal. You know what I'm saying? Like
Well,
that's
I mean,
not normal.
the Texans.
Pizza, that team was garbage.
No,
Under
no,
Lucky Smith, that team was
know.
ass.
I'm not. I like
Oh,
like
okay.
I
I'm about
like
to say don't say no
I
crazy.
like CJ. I like CJ Stroud. I do. I don't have anything against CJ Stroud. I think he's a good. But I also think like they did really good in the offseason, like getting the
What
pieces
the
that
fuck
they
did
needed.
they do?
Well, I mean, they had
It's
two.
the
First of all,
same
they had
shit.
2 first-round draft picks, and they hit on both of them.
No,
They
but
hit
what I'm
on.
saying is like
They hit
I'm
on.
talking about from the offensive side of the ball. That's the same offense that bum, whatever his name is, sucked under the previous year.
But see, this is the difference between the Texans and the Giants. Is okay. You can talk to me about quarterback. I know you want to, but the Texans had 2 high first-round draft picks. They hit on both of them, both C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson. The Giants had 2 high first-round draft picks, Kayvon and Evan Neal, and you would argue that they've only hit on one of them.
Well, we fired Bobby Johnson, so we're gonna be nice to Evan Neal this offseason.
I hope that makes a difference.
Yeah, we
I
fired
really do.
Bobby
A lot of
Johnson.
people.
So
I hope it makes a difference. I'm glad that the Giants are making coaching changes in certain areas. Obviously, we're going to talk about Martindale, but it is nice to see that they are embracing some changes. I actually heard today, Fist, like Kafka was going to get interviewed for the Tennessee Titans job, and I was like, "What?
get him the fuck up out of here."
What? Like, why would he be getting a head coaching?" But I mean, hey, I guess he's sought after.
Like I said, get him all the way the fuck up out of here. But I mean, my thing is this. You know, the Giants have Brian Daboll. Brian Daboll's going to draft a quarterback that fits his scheme, and he'll be fine. A lot of these quarterbacks, it's about the situation you get drafted to more so than the team you get drafted to. CJ Stroud is just a perfect fit for what they want to do in Houston. Let's just call it what it is. Shane Steichen was the perfect coach for Anthony Richardson before he got injured because he was going to do all the Jalen Hurts shit with him. A lot of this comes down to where you get drafted, not when you get drafted. So it doesn't matter who the best quarterback in the draft is. If he goes to the wrong situation, he's not going to prosper.
No,
If you
100%.
if you
100%.
look at Daniel Jones was drafted for Pat Shermer offense. That's why he ain't looked good since. Because he was drafted to play for Pat Shermer. Under Pat Shermer, the guy threw 24 touchdowns in 12 games. It took him 2.5 years to throw 24 touchdowns after fucking Pat Shermer got fired. So, some of this, it
Yes.
really just comes
You
down to
don't
systems.
think that I don't think that Daniel Jones doesn't have to step his game up next season. Daniel Jones absolutely has to, like you said, you've said it before. If you're going to get paid $40 million, you got to step up. You got to. I mean, I mean, if you're going to demand X amount of dollars and it's a lot of money, you got to perform. Daniel Jones, for whatever reason, just did not blend with this offense this season. It didn't work out. He got hurt. And the end result was he didn't have a very good performance for the 6 games that he basically played. And so, look, he needs to get better this offseason. He needs to get healthy. He needs to stay healthy, and he needs to get better. But I think the Giants still believe in Daniel Jones to the point that they're going to keep him one more year.
They have no choice because of the cap hit.
Well,
I
that's what
guarantee you.
okay,
If he didn't have that cap hit, he'd
you
get
just
cut.
said it then, Fist. They have no choice. I'm not
Yeah, but they're not going to
you what
pass
I
on a
think.
quarterback.
I'm not here to tell you what my personal belief is. Like, I mean, like I said, I like Jordan Love. I wish Jordan Love was a Giants quarterback. I like Jordan Love, but it's my opinion is, or what I think is, when it comes to the Giants, they're going to have Daniel Jones be the quarterback next season because they still believe in him. I still think Daniel Jones can get the job done, but the Giants need to do a better job of addressing the offensive line, and they need to give him a weapon. Sterling Shepard's obviously retiring. He needed to. Darren Waller, he needs to stay healthy next season. They need to give him another weapon. Hyatt, I felt like Hyatt was getting into his groove as we got to the end of the year. Wandale
don't know how to use weapons, bro. I'm tired of you trying
they
to get
could, but
weapons.
they could. But Fitz, early in the season, a guy like Hyatt, he was irrelevant anyways because the offensive line wasn't
What's
holding
the
up.
Waller excuse then? Why he ain't utilize Waller? What's that excuse? Why he don't utilize Darius Slayton? What's that excuse?
The Darren Waller thing this season is one of life's greatest mysteries to me because all of the news that was coming out in training camp about and all the videos and all the reports, it looked like Darren Waller. I mean, Fitz, like we played fantasy together. I was pissed when I didn't get Darren Waller on my team as my tight end because I thought he was getting ready to have a huge season, but he wasn't successful for whatever reason. It didn't work out. So to me, I feel like the Giants have to address the needs that they need to address, and they need to figure some of these other stuff out if they want to be successful next season.
All I know is this. Daniel Jones' last season in New York starts in September if he's even healthy, and his heir apparent will be drafted in 2 months.
Okay.
And that's just how
we
this shit going.
We got a jersey bet on it.
Yeah, that's just how this shit gonna go. Daniel Jones, I fully expect Daniel Jones to be the starter next season because he's under contract. But
I'm going to tell you this: if they did do that, Fist, this next season will be absolutely miserable.
No, it won't.
Because as a content creator, I mean, you can't. I mean, the leash on Daniel will be super short,
as it fucking should be.
I mean, it will be.
As it fucking should be, because Daniel Jones be going out there throwing pick sixes with no fucking care in the world.
Incomplete pass, they will be calling for the new quarterback if that is.
Yeah, because bro, Daniel Jones be out there doing dumb shit.
I'm sorry, Fitz, but I don't imagine him spending $40 million on a guy, then all of a sudden drafting his replacement the very next year. I just don't see it,
bro.
I don't see it.
They gave Carson Wentz $150 million and drafted Jalen Hurts. Don't act like this shit is foreign.
I don't see it, Fist, but let's see. But I know, but they didn't draft Jalen Hurts at 6th overall. They drafted him in the 2nd round.
Bro, Aaron Rodgers had just got a $40 million a year contract extension. They took Jordan Love in the 1st round. So what we talk about, bro? You act like this shit is foreign territory. Alex Smith was making $30 million when they drafted him.
How many years did Jordan Love sit?
Yeah, but Daniel Jones ain't that good.
Which, by the way, that was. I mean, Aaron Rodgers and them, they were fighting for years.
Yeah, but Daniel Jones ain't that good though. He's
I
not
mean,
Aaron Rodgers. Like, relax.
we're gonna wait. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens.
Like I said, I will throw up if we don't take a quarterback in the first round. If they're gonna try and tell me that Daniel Jones is the future of this team, I'm gonna throw up.
We might need to do a draft stream
I will throw up if
because
they don't
that would
replace
be.
Daniel. I will throw up. The kid he stays injured. He's been in the league for 5 seasons. He's only been healthy for one of them. All right, I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of the inconsistencies. What is he like 1-11 in primetime games? Every time he plays good teams, he fucking just disappears. Like, I'm sick of this shit.
Let's read to some super chats. I mean,
I'm
I've heard enough.
tired of it. And I'm tired of Saquon too. I just can't wait to see this team without 8-26 in the backfield. I'm so fucking sick and tired of 8-26. This has been a miserable era of Giants football filled of losing and disappointment under 8-26. What a fucking, you know what? Let me stop.
I'm gonna say this about Saquon. I don't. This is my guess. I'm not saying I want this fist, but this is my guess. I think they're gonna tag him.
No, they're not.
I think they're gonna tag him.
Nah, it's gonna get too messy.
I don't care. I don't think it matters.
Here's the thing, Pizzle. They don't want to pay him $12 million. They're not even going to offer him $12 million a year, let alone tag him for another $12 million. No, they're not going to pay him that money, Pizzle. They're not. They're not paying him $12 million.
I think they're going to give the contract to Xavier McKinney, and I think they're going to tag Saquon.
They're not tagging Saquon, and they're not tagging McKinney either because McKinney's tag is at like $17 million. That's more than Saquon. They're not tagging either of them. If they could sign them, they'll sign them.
No, that's why I'm not. I didn't say that. I said that Xavier McKinney going to get a contract, and then they're going to tag Saquon.
No, but I'm just saying in general, they're not going to tag either one of them.
I think they're going to tag Saquon.
For what? Why? Why would they give him?
I don't know. Something tells me they're going to tag him, Fist. That's what I honestly think is going to happen. I think that was the goal the whole time was to tag him 2 years in a row, and they ultimately gave him a contract last year to mend things, to make things right. Maybe that happens in this. I don't know, but I don't see the Giants investing a long-term contract with him. But at the same time, I don't necessarily see them just letting him walk.
They're going to, you know why they're going to let him walk? Because Saquon's already bitching. They're not going to go through another off season of Saquon Barkley drama. They're going to let him go. He's already bitching.
I know he's already bitching. I mean, he didn't even get out of the door before he started bitching. I think they're going to
exit meetings and all kind of shit, bro. They're getting rid of Saquon. He's not coming back, bro.
All right.
They're getting rid of him. They're not going to tag him because you know why? If they tag him, do you really think Shane and Daboll and John Mara want to go through another off season of Saquon going on podcasts bitching about the team and the media dragging the Giants for not paying him and Saquon Barkley holding out? Because here's the thing. He reported this year to be a good soldier. You think he's going to report 2 years in a row on the tag? They're not going to go through that shit again. And guess what?
That is a tool at their expense.
They're not giving him that Jonathan Taylor contract either. Jonathan Taylor's getting what, $14 million a year? They're not giving Saquon Barkley that
their disposal.
Yeah, it is, but they ain't gonna use it on him. They're not. Saquon, they're done with him. They didn't draft Saquon. They didn't draft Danny. They all the fuck up out of here. But
he definitely didn't have a good game on Sunday.
Whatever. Shout out to
what do you mean?
Shout out to Scott. Lawan Scott. Shout out to Lawan Scott for the first super chat of the night. Lawan Scott says the best thing to happen is Wink Distinct leaving. The defense should have never been in 3-4 defense. Now, that part I agree with. I think the next defensive coordinator is definitely probably going to move to a 4-3. I actually agree with that. I think Dexter Lawrence will be better in a 4-3. Kayvon to be better in a 4-3. I think it's easier to get defensive ends than it is to get linebackers that you got to be able to drop back a coverage and shit like that. I think the Giants will be transitioning into a 4-3 next year.
I mean, depending on who they get.
Yeah, depending on who they get, but I do think that this personnel.
I don't even like the 3-4 defense.
I don't even. I'm not.
I don't like it. I like the 4-3 defense. I always like 4-3 defense. I mean, it's just the Giants. First of all, as far as Wink goes, they had I thought defensively, They were okay this year. Not necessarily special by any means, but I thought there was a lot of good when you think about Kayvon, Banks, Dexter Lawrence, Bobby O. I mean, they had some Xavier McKinney. They had some good talent on the team. They relatively stayed healthy, and there was a little bit of drama in the season with Kayvon. I don't think it was all of his. I think Kayvon he wants to say some stuff because I don't know if I get the feeling he didn't love being in Martindale's system. Do you get that feeling or no?
I get that feeling a little bit too.
I get that feeling that Kayvon's got some frustration playing in Martindale's. I could be wrong, but nevertheless, obviously there was some drama. The Giants fired the brothers that were assistants to Martindale. He flipped out. He supposedly cussed him out. I slammed the door.
No, Daboll did some shady ass shit.
Oh yeah, but Fist. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay. Sometimes in life, if you want to get at somebody, you get at somebody close to that somebody instead of getting them directly. If you want to affect somebody, you can you can send a message a different way than actually sending the message. And in my opinion, Daboll was sending a message, and Wink was like, "Fuck this! Like this is bullshit."
Yeah, Daboll got what he wanted. He wanted Wink to fuck up out of there. I don't think he thought Wink would take it that far, but Daboll wanted Wink gone, but he knew he couldn't fire him. So he fired his assistant to make Wink not want to come back. Daboll did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, it was a strategic move to do what he did.
It was very strategic.
And with that being said, it was like, it's happened. It's been, but what's frustrating to me is to me, out of all the units on the team this year, the defensive unit might have been the best unit of all the units. Like, but again, they stayed relatively healthy, so they should have been the best. But like they played well at multiple different times. Now there were some.
That's where all of our talent is. All of our talent has always been on the defense.
Yeah, and so going back to the 3-4, I do look at some of the guys that we have on the team and say, well, they could transition to a 4-3 if that's what they want to do, or if they could, 3-4. I will say, I know some Giant fans right now are putting a lot of heat on Wink, like this one I hear Wink to stink. Like, if they got beef as two grown men, or they feel like just let them, like, obviously he's moving on. There ain't no need to shit talk. Like Wink wanted out. Just let him be out. There's no need to attack him. There's no need to talk shit. Martindale was not a He was. It wasn't like the defense was a liability. There's no need to like throw him in the mud or talk shit. All right, like.
Hold on. No. Whoa. Pause. Time out. Pizzle. Hold the fuck up. Time out. Yo, chat. It's time to take a vote. Okay. All right. This is what I'm gonna say. Chat. If you got Fist Vegas back, put a Y. If you don't, put an N. I had Wink Martindale's back until I found out that his immature ass was putting time clocks on the back of playbooks. I had his back until I found out that he cursed out Daboll and stormed out of the exit meeting and didn't return John Mara calls, Joe Shane calls, or Brian Daboll calls. I had Wink Martindale's back until I found out that it was him who leaked all the information in the regular season. That was Wink Martindale who leaked that they was having arguments and that he wasn't going to return. I had Wink's back until I found out he was doing sucker shit.
But that was this, like, Fist. That's not the point.
No, he was doing too much, bro.
I know he was doing too much, but it's like they beat Fist. If you and I start beefing, if we beefing with one another and we got issues, well, it doesn't mean that people in the comments should take fucking sides. They should be like, well, it's two grown men fighting. Let them figure it out.
No, but Wink was a detriment to the team.
Well, yeah, obviously Daboll felt the need. That's why he fired two guys, obviously. But the fact is like at the end of the day, Wink also did a lot of good stuff for the team. I'm
He
not
did,
sitting
but
there sad.
yeah,
I'm not
no.
sad that he's gone. I'm just saying it ain't like he was Evan Ingram leaving this fucking joint. It
No,
wasn't
no,
like
I
he was
get it.
fucking
But Pizzle, let's not act like our defense was that good. We were
they
like the
weren't bad,
28th ranked
Chris. They
defense.
weren't bad.
We weren't bad, but here's my thing. All right, here's what I'm trying to say with Wink Martindale. They hired the Michigan coordinator in Baltimore, and now they've had a top 5 defense ever since Wink left.
Yeah, he needed
So
him.
all
Yeah.
I'm saying is there's a life after Wink Martindale. I
No,
think Wink.
I agree. I'm excited about what the Giants do with this. Like I'm it's sometimes change is a good thing. Like I'm excited to see where we go with this. All I'm saying is it was I'm not okay. If Kafka, like we've just talked about Kafka, if Kafka leaves, I'm definitely not that
I mean,
like
well, nobody cares about that because we got Daboll. Daboll should be running
yeah,
this
but
offense
I
anyway.
also think Daboll, but here's the thing, Daboll took the play calling duties at one point this season. Like, I don't think Daboll is completely clean.
Well,
Has a
actually,
clean
I
slate.
heard Kafka is unhappy as well. He's just not leaking it to the media like
I
Wink
think a
did. But
lot, yeah, because
Kafka wasn't happy about his play calling
he's a
being strict.
young dude, Fizz. He has to take it.
Yeah, and then on top of that, with Kafka, you also have to remember, Pizzle. I went to the Dolphin game.
If you didn't have any information whatsoever about what's going on, and at the end of the season, they would have said, all right, one of them has to go, Kafka or Martindale, which one's going? All of us would have said Kafka.
Agreed.
That's my point. Is like it's not like Martindale was an absolute weakest link of the team.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But once the reports come out that I forgot the guy's name, the guy that Daboll fired, Wink's right hand man. Once you hear stories that Wink and his the outside linebacker coach, I'm sure somebody in the chat can tell us what his name is. But Wink and the linebacker coach, who was his right hand man, they wouldn't even let Daboll give an opinion. He's the head coach, bro. If Daboll wants to, if
the
Daboll wants you
Wilkins,
to do something, you have to do it. How the fuck Wilkins? Yeah. So
there were two brothers.
Yeah, it was a brother. So you got Wink and his crew. And if the reports are true, which I believe they are because they're coming from all the beat reporters, they wouldn't listen to Daboll. Daboll is the head coach. If Daboll says he wants you to do something, you have to fucking do it. The fact that Wink was brazen enough to say fuck off, he gotta go. Pizzle, if you was the boss and I told you if Ron effect, all right, Pizzle, let's say you the boss.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, yo, I think you should do the intro like this. And Ron should come in like this. And me and Ron told you to fuck off, but this your show. How would you feel?
I mean,
like, come on. Like, yo, Wink was doing the most, bro. You can't tell Brian Daboll to fuck off. Could you imagine
I
if
understand.
Matt or Brian Flores told Belichick to fuck off?
If you
could you imagine?
Fizz, if you tell a lot of people out there, if they told their boss, fuck you, like, you know, like a lot of people are probably gonna get canned.
Yeah, like I fully support Brian Daboll. And you know it's weird too, because I remember I used to do a lot of Ravens videos on my Red channel. Bro, he did the same shit to Harbaugh. All Harbaugh said was, bro, stop blitzing so damn much he cursed out Harbaugh. Why do you think he left Baltimore?
I get it.
He got an attitude problem.
No, I don't doubt that, Fizz. I don't doubt that. Again, my only thing is I'm saying it's not like he was absolutely the worst.
No, he wasn't. He's good at what he does. We're not saying that. We're just saying he's bad for culture. Like you if I'm the head coach, I'll be damned if I let somebody work for me and not listen.
Which is why I mentioned I'm interested to hear what Kayvon's got to say. I think Kayvon's going to talk.
Come on our show. Come on, the Outsiders. Come speak your mind, Kayvon. Y'all clip this in at Kayvon. You come on the Giants Outsiders. Talk that real shit.
I think he wants to talk. I think he has something to say, whether it's defending or going against Martindale. I think he wants to say something. I think that we're going to get more to this story in the coming weeks. I really believe that.
Honestly, I don't think we are. I think it's at this point after everything that
Well, what I mean by
what
that is,
he
I mean, like a guy like Kayvon, for example, will come out.
Oh, okay, yeah. From the
I'm
players,
not
yeah.
saying
Okay.
from a gossip. I'm saying from a player standpoint of that will come out and say, well, like I didn't like being in the system, and I could have actually done more. Which again, going back to a 4, if we went to a 4-3 or whatever, I think Kayvon could perform even better than what he's done. That's not to say he hasn't done enough. I actually think there's a potential case that maybe the scheme or the system that he was in might have been holding him back a little bit. Possibly. Like I'm interested to see what the Giants do with this. Like, and could any players elevate with a new scheme?
I really want the Giants. I want the Giants to get. If it was up to me, I would get Leslie Frazier because he's proven. Preferably Mike Zimmer because he's proven. Who else is out there?
I'm gonna tell you one that I think that is an actual like 100% could happen. I believe. First of all, I think John Harbaugh is going to come to the NFL. I think he's going to get a job, and I think a really awesome job John Harbaugh to get would be the Raider job. I think the Raider job is possible because I think the
No, I
Chargers.
hope
Hold
not.
on, hear me out. Hear me out, Fisk. Damn, you like a woman sometimes. You
I
interrupt
have
me.
been on the bitch a lot.
I think here's where I'm going with
I ain't
this.
making you no sandwich though. You can kiss my ass. You gonna make your own fucking sandwich,
I'm just fucking with you. I'm saying I think Harbaugh could go to a team like the Raiders. I think Belichick could go to the Chargers, and I think Harbaugh could go to the Chargers too. But I think that the Raiders could screw over Antonio Pierce, and I could see Antonio Pierce being the defensive coordinator for the Giants.
That's probably what's gonna happen.
Tell me that wouldn't be fucking fun, Fisk.
No, fuck that. Antonio Pierce deserves that fucking bro. The fact that the Titans are interviewing
if that
no,
happens,
but what I'm saying is this though.
the people in here heard it first from
The
the Giants
whole
Outsiders
but
podcast.
it's so terrible. It's disgusting that
Oh,
the
by the way, I
Titans
meant to say Jim Harbaugh. I didn't mean to say John Harbaugh.
yeah, but it's disgusting that the Titans are already interviewing Pierce for the head coaching job. And the Giants have already made him the favorite for the defensive coordinator job. It's disgusting that they know the Raiders ain't gonna keep him.
Yes,
After all the good he did for the Raiders.
I think Antonio Pierce probably does deserve the Raiders job, but the reality is if he can't get the Raider job, I don't see another team giving him their head coaching job. That's why I think that there's a chance he may drop back down to a coordinator position. And I think that defensive coordinator for the Giants could be a realistic option for him. I really think like if Pierce doesn't get a head coaching job, what other thing would he get? A defensive coordinator.
You're right.
That's what he would be. So if the Raiders don't give it to him, no other team's going to give it to him, which means he has to go to a coordinator job. And here's the Giants on the table for him. I think I could see an Antonio Pierce being with the Giants. I could see that.
I think it'd be good for the locker room too. I mean, I'm with it. I just hope he gets the Raider job. But I agree with you. I would love for him to be the defensive coordinator.
But it's
interesting. Raider job.
I don't think that he gets. I think that he gets the Raider job unless a Jim Harbaugh wants it. If Jim Harbaugh wants the Raiders job, I think Jim Harbaugh gets the Raiders job.
I think there's only two jobs Jim Harbaugh will take. Jim Harbaugh is either going to take the California job, or he going to wait to see if Mike McCarthy flame out in the first round and get fired. I think those are the two jobs that
the Cowboys.
Oh yeah, because Mike McCarthy get fired if they don't go to the.
Oh no, I 100%. I do believe he'd get fired if they're one and done. But I don't know. I don't see him. I don't know if he look. Harbaugh played for the Chargers, so I think it was in 99 and 2000. So it could he could just want to go back there, but I don't know. I just for some reason see him as a Raider. I don't know why.
I don't see him as a Raider.
I just see it.
I don't
That's
see it.
fucking why I know I think that. But honestly, if he doesn't, or if there isn't a bigger candidate, Antonio Pierce seems like they want him to be the head coach.
A guy like Harborough Pizzle isn't going nowhere without a quarterback. When you have your pick of the litter, you're not going nowhere without a quarterback. He's not going to
Which
one of these
makes
jobs.
well, first of all, I saw somewhere. I don't know if did you see that? Like I saw like Washington is the most desirable head coaching spot in the league
That's a
as far
lie.
as the openings go. But I heard this like yesterday.
That's a lie.
It
That's
has
that
to be.
Bob Myers, Magic Johnson media dick sucking propaganda.
Yeah.
Because you know the media loves Bob Myers. They love Magic Johnson.
What do you think
So
is the most desirable? Like the ones that are open right now. And you got to remember, Titans came open yesterday and Seattle came open
it's
today
the Chargers with a bullet because everybody but us
because
loves
Herbert.
Justin Herbert. We don't like
But
Justin
if
Herbert.
you're
But the
but if
rest of
you
them do.
are if you're Washington, if Washington, I mean, you're going to get the number 2 overall pick. So maybe
No,
this
that's
quarterback.
still not a desirable job because it's Washington.
No,
It's
I
still
agree.
Washington.
I'm not saying it is. I'm putting it. I'm saying like I mean even um I think Seattle would be a good job to have
I
personally.
think the most desirable jobs are gonna be the Falcons and the Chargers. Everything else, don't nobody want to deal with that shit. I'm just being honest with you. Don't nobody want to go to Tennessee with Will Levis. Ain't
I think
nobody
the
trying to deal
Falcons.
with the dysfunction of Washington. Ain't nobody trying to go to fucking Seattle and get their brains blown out by the fucking 49ers and the Rams
Yeah.
without a quarterback. Like a lot of these jobs aren't desirable. Now, if you're the Falcons, that's a desirable job
Yeah,
because
I
all
would
you got to do is just get you a
you're right.
serviceable quarterback and you're
Yeah, I
ready
mean
to compete.
the Falcons is like they look like they're just a quarterback away.
Yeah, but here's the thing too. You could fix that because you could trade for Justin Fields if you really, really want to. You could trade up in the draft and get like you could there's moves you could make with the Falcons. You can't do shit if you go to Washington and you miss on your quarterback. You can't do shit following who the fuck wants to follow after Bill Belichick?
Yeah.
Unless you're a Belichick disciple, like a Vrabel can do it, a Josh McDaniels, a Gerard Mayo. Unless you're already a Belichick disciple, who the fuck wants to go to New England? Because here's the thing, right, Pizzle? Yeah, they bitch about Belichick, right? But they're bitching about Belichick, and Belichick's not even bad. He's just not, you know, 12, 13. They're spoiled in New England. So what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say is this. They're bitching about an average coaching job. Let's just call Belichick average the past couple years, right?
Mm.
What you think they're gonna do when you're actually losing? You see, the Patriots lose because their offense is trash. They're not losing because they're poorly coached. They're making dumb mistakes. No, they lost 3 straight games without giving up 10 and gave up a total of 10 points. No, the Patriot fans are going to freak the fuck out when they lose games like the Giants because we can't get the right play call in versus Buffalo at halftime. They'll lose their fucking mind. They're not used to that. They've had 20 years of mistake-free football damn near with Brady and Belichick. Could you imagine them losing games like the Cowboys be losing games? They're not gonna know what the fuck to do. People in New England forgot what it's like to not have
I
a good
know.
coach.
I know.
They're bitching about Belichick, but I'm sitting back like, okay, y'all ain't had a Joe Judge or a Pat
I
Sherman yet,
know.
have you?
I know. I know.
Spoiled ass
I know.
motherfucker.
They really are spoiled. Or they really have been spoiled.
And here's the thing too, right? They think that getting a
That the Bill
quarterback,
Belichick thing honestly is the truest thing of what have you done lately?
basically,
I mean, when you think about it, what more could a coach ever do for an organization than what Bill Belichick is? He basically gave you 2 decades of quality championship football. Now, I understand Brady was in the middle of that, but I mean, what more could a coach ever do, Fizz?
yeah. But you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, Pizzle.
Like,
Because
and not to talk not like, Pete Carroll also, like, there was that's a lot. I mean, how many years was he there? 14? Was it 14
14.
years? Like, 14 like, the Seahawks have been relevant during that time. Like, what more now both of those guys are obviously up there in age, but, man, like, what more could you ever do as a head coach? It doesn't I mean, it really honestly, it's proof that it doesn't matter what you achieve, you are always gonna be demanded more in the following year.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Pizzle. You brought up a very, very good point. Brady was there for a lot of that, right? So let me ask you a question, right? Let me ask you a question, Pizzle.
You just
How many Super Bowls has Justin Herbert won?
he ain't even won a playoff game.
Okay, so it ain't all about the quarterback now, is it? So how many Super Bowls did Drew Brees win?
That's what I've been trying to tell you. How many did Breeze win?
He got one. He
He
got
got
one in
1, yeah.
'09.
I was trying to figure out if he got 2. He just got 1.
How many Super Bowls did Aaron Rodgers win?
1. I know he's got 1.
And how many does Tom Brady have in just New England?
Too many. That's
Exactly. So my whole thing is
he
this.
should have 9 fucking rings, honestly.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Eli and Nick Foles, he
He
would have
should
won 9
have
Super
9
Bowls.
rings.
My whole thing is this. A lot of people think that Aaron Rodgers is more talented than Brady. We can agree on that, right? Talent-wise, not I'm just saying from a talent perspective. Aaron Rodgers is a more
Always
talented
that stuff
quarterback.
like that, is so hard, like, I guess so, yeah.
Athleticism, Pistol. Let's not overthink this shit.
No,
We're
I
talking about
understand.
athleticism.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, let's not overthink this shit.
I'm not.
Peyton Manning, we can agree from a quarterback-eel perspective, he was more talented than Brady, right? He went number 1
I
for a
mean,
reason.
I thought it for many years that he was.
Okay. None of them won 6 Super Bowls. You know why? They didn't have Belichick. What Belichick did for Brady was give him a defense, a culture, and stability. That's something that these other quarterbacks didn't have. If you give Belichick, if you plug in Brady, if you plug in any of these other quarterbacks into the Patriots system, I'm not talking about regular I'm talking about the great ones. They're going to have the same success that Brady did, if not better, because Peyton Manning would have, please. But, it's the same thing with Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has these rings because Andy Reid is a great coach. Great coach and great quarterback play go hand in hand. Do you think
No,
Josh Allen,
I think they are the truest form of Batman and Robin in the NFL.
like if Josh Allen, right? If Andy, you mean to tell me Josh Allen wouldn't have the same 2 rings that Mahomes has if he had Andy Reid? Like
Oh,
if you
I
put
100%.
Josh Allen
Yes,
in
Herbert,
Kansas City,
same way, same thing.
yeah, it's the same shit. It just Sean McDermott is not fucking Andy Reid. Matthew Stafford might legit win a second Super Bowl this year because his head coach is McVay. I thought Stafford was a bust in Detroit. I thought he was a loser. He goes to a great coach and a great culture and wins the Super Bowl his first season.
By the way,
So
that's a great storyline this weekend. Him going back to Detroit to play the Lions in the playoffs. How
yeah,
amazing is that? Like, he was their franchise quarterback, and he's going back there, and it just so happens that the 2 quarterbacks
got traded for each other.
got traded for each other. Like, that's an amazing storyline. Like, you can't I don't think that's being talked about enough, personally.
And
But
I also like the fact that McCarthy has to play his old team. I don't think that's getting talked about enough either.
you're right, that's not getting talked about enough. That's a great storyline too.
You got his replacement in LaFleur going to play him in Dallas. That's
Yeah.
a real interesting storyline.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. You're right. That's a good storyline. Great storyline.
Shout out to What's Up. What's Up says, Fisk, what's your thoughts on Jordan Love? Me and Pizzle kind of already talked about Jordan Love, but just to rehash what we said about Jordan Love, we like Jordan Love. We think he's a good quarterback, and I think the Packers are basically going to be good for the next 15 years again. So What would that be? That'd be like 45 years of great quarterback play. That's fucking disgusting.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing.
There's gonna be Packer fans who lived and died and never saw a bad quarterback play. Think about
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
It's really gonna be some Packer fans who lived their whole life, died, and never saw a Tommy DeVito fucking performance from a quarterback position. Like they don't know the struggle, Pizzle.
I
They
know.
don't know the Mike Glennon struggle. They don't know the struggle, bro.
I know. I know.
Shout out to Big shout out to Big Nigga. Big Nigga 22 says New York up 2 on Philly in 1 week. We own them. Like the Yankees own the Phillies. Also, Copizzle was over, my brother. Let it go. DJ had his chance here. Yeah. I'm trying to
Sorry.
tell him that, bro. He ain't listening.
I'm not listening apparently.
Pizzle head hard when it comes to Daniel Jones. His head hard. You know, I'm sure Pizzle gonna be rooting for Daniel Jones when he's in Denver or Atlanta, some
You need
shit.
to stop that.
Cause you know that's where he going. Daniel Jones in 2025 gonna end up on a team that didn't suck enough to get a quarterback. It's gonna be like a 7-9, 7-10, whatever the fuck team. And they gonna be like, we can resurrect Daniel Jones. Watch. Yeah. Shout out to my man Mark Stewart, been a channel member for 28 months. Ooh, wait. That's 2.5 years, man. Yo, Mark, I ain't got nothing but love for you, baby. Shout out to my man Mark Stewart. If you still in the chat, man, what's good, bro? Big nigga 22, if you still in the chat, what's good? What's up if you still in the chat? What's good? Lawan, if you still in the chat, what's good?
Yeah, what's up, Mark?
He says, salute Fitz Vegas and Kyle Pizzle. Who's our next DC? Probably Antonio Pierce.
Wait.
Probably him.
We'll see. I mean, I think it would be really cool if he was.
I think it would be cool too, but I'm hoping that he keeps the Raider job. And like, look, Daboll's probably gonna bring on what you call it, because he worked with him in Buffalo, probably. Leslie Frazier will probably be somebody he brings on because he worked with him in Buffalo. If we can't get Pierce, so I'm looking at that. Like I said, I don't sleep on Dan Quinn. If Dan Quinn if they clean house in Dallas because they flame out in the first or second round, if Dan Quinn don't get, oh, never mind. Dan Quinn will probably get the Seattle job regardless. Even if I think the Seahawks are going to hold out for Dan Quinn. I think that Seahawks job is Dan Quinn's to lose. Now that I think about it, because he was there in Seattle under Pete Carroll for a minute.
I definitely think Dan. Yeah, no, I agree with that.
That's his job to lose. I think Seattle, Dallas can, even if Dallas were to go to the Super Bowl, which they're not, I think they're going to hold out. They're not. They're definitely going to wait on Quinn. So I don't think the Giants can get Quinn. I mean, Ron Rivera, no, I don't want that. I'm about to say Ron Rivera is the defensive coordinator. I mean, I'm trying to think, because here's the thing, right? Brian Flores, he can't he can't come to. I'm just trying to think of Belichick tree, because remember, technically Belichick, I mean, Daboll's a Belichick guy. That's a Belichick saving guy, like Daboll. So once you get past his Buffalo roots, I'm just trying to think of Patriot coaches that might want to be our defensive coordinator. That's really where my mind is at. Or Alabama coaches that he might want to bring on to be our defensive coordinator. That's where my mind is at right now. But I mean, we shall see. We shall see. So what didn't we cover, Pizzle?
I think we're good. I wanted to say, this has been a really It's been a fun year doing the podcast, fun season, covering all these games. Obviously, we started out with Ron, and he wasn't able to go a whole season with us, but shout out to Ron. And really appreciate everybody supporting the channel. Fitz, I will say that I'm excited to see, and we'll talk about this when the times come. But like, I'm excited to see what the Giants do in free agency. I think there's going to be, when you have a team like this, that's going to have some change, you're going to have a lot of talking points, right? I mean, when a team is Super Bowl champions or really good, there's not a lot of change because they want to try to run it back. But when you have a team like the Giants that needs to make several changes in order to get good, there's going to be a lot of talking points. So this Martindale story, like, this is just one of many that's getting ready to that the Giants getting ready to go through, in terms of hiring coaches and bringing in new players, and then obviously the drafting process and to see how that pans out. And then there's just going to be some great talking points, and there's going to be a lot of potential great content being put out there. And I definitely think that, when we get together and do a podcast show like this, obviously when you do your content on your channel and I do content on my channel, I think it makes for, some really good content. And so I'm excited to see, where the Giants go with some things. And just see what happens, man. And also, as we touched on earlier, I'm excited to see kind of the Eagles' demise, right? I want to see the Cowboys. Hopefully the Eagles and Cowboys won't have this great run in the playoffs. I'm a little bit worried about the Cowboys, but I am going to bet on the Packers this weekend, getting the 7.5. I am going to take.
No, I wanted them to win, Pizzle. I've been telling people I want the Cowboys in the Super Bowl so bad, bro.
Why do you want that?
Because you're not understanding. I hate them. What would be better than the Cowboys
watching the Super Bowl
with 30 seconds on the clock? Dak Prescott marching to get in field goal range and throw a pick. I want the Cowboys to go all the way to the Super Bowl. And I want them to like blow a 21-point lead. I just want something bad. I wanted to have it in the Super Bowl. I'm tired of seeing them lose in the first round, the second round. That's getting old. I want Cowboys to be excited for 2 weeks. I want them to relive the glory days, Starbuck, Aikman, for 2 weeks. And I want them to go into that Super Bowl and dominate. I want them to just dominate like 28-3 and then lose. I need them to lose in the worst fashion possible in the Super Bowl.
There's a lot of people that think that the 49ers are this juggernaut team, and they are really good, but I question what will Brock Purdy do in big games. And, in my opinion, if the Cowboys got in a situation to play them in the NFC Championship game, I think anything goes. I mean, I really think that's possible.
I'm gonna do you one better, Pizzle. Because of the ass kicking that the 49ers gave the Cowboys and Eagles earlier this year, I actually think both of them will beat the 49ers the next time they play. I think it'll be two-person. I think the 49ers, I think they beat them too bad. What I mean is, it's going to be personal with the Eagles next time they play. That was some good old-fashioned 1980s, 90s, like we hate each other type of football that they played. So that game gonna be personal. And then the Cowboys, they held the 49ers like 13, 16 points in the playoffs last year. So it's hard to just beat the fuck out of a team twice in the same season.
If you could take one team right now that's in the playoffs and jump on their back to win the Super Bowl, who would you take? If you only got one team?
Gun to my head, I will probably go one per conference or just one overall.
Just do one. Just do one team.
Fuck.
You want me to give you mine?
Yeah, you go first.
I think the Bills.
All right, good, because I wanted to pick the Bills, but since you picked the Bills, I go with the Rams because that's the other team. I think
Wow.
I'm going with the Rams. They got the best quarterback in the NFC.
They could well, I mean, shit, if you're thinking about it like that, out of all the teams that are remaining on
Best
the
coach,
NFC
best
side,
quarterback.
out of
Who?
the teams, yeah, it might be.
If you think about it, if you think about it, right? When you play the Rams, who's the best player on the field at all times?
But
When you play the Rams,
every matchup they have, they probably will have the QB edge.
it's not even. Think about it.
No, I'm
Aaron
just saying, like,
Donald's going to be the
they'll have.
best player on the field, right?
Yeah.
Aaron Donald is going to be the best player on the field when they take the field on defense, right? Then, like we said, when they take the field on offense, like you just said, Pizzle, Matthew Stafford's going to be the best player on the field.
Mhm.
Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Kerryon Williams, and then Pizzle is Sean McVay is the best coach in this conference. He's got the Super Bowl.
I don't know. 49. I mean, the 49ers have had his number.
They've had his number. Yeah, you're right. They do have his number. But didn't the Rams beat them in the conference championship 2 years ago? They
Yeah,
broke the curse. So I just think, gun to my head, I would go with the Rams. They got the best coaching quarterback in the conference.
yeah. I mean, look,
In my opinion.
I don't hate the pick. I don't hate it. That's why I asked.
Yeah, I go with the
You give me a
Rams.
unique answer.
Yeah, me personally, I'm going with the Rams. You know, they just like that. You know, shout out to Yardley Moise. Giants better draft a QB. I swear, bro. DJ is the fuck is that?
Uh,
DJ is eggs.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know what the fuck that is. That's definitely a boiled egg.
That,
He's cooked.
that,
Okay, I'm gonna go with.
oh, he's
I'm
cooked.
gonna assume that means he cooked.
Oh, he's cooked. Okay, I see it now.
So yeah, I mean, all in all, we can both be right though. It could be Rams Bills in the Super Bowl. We could both be right.
And hey, that would just go to show once again, outsiders, the best of the best.
Basically. Do you have a bet for this wild card weekend?
No, you know what? You might have just talked me into the Rams getting +3, but I think the Packers getting 7.5 against the Cowboys is a good play, because I think the Cowboys will probably ultimately win the game. I just think it's going to be closer than what people think. I could see them being a good pick, and then yeah, I mean I would probably pick, I would say, this weekend.
You know, no cap. You know what the problem is, no cap, is this. Here's the problem. The 49ers have had a stacked roster for like 5 years and y'all still ain't won shit. So forgive me for not believing the hype, but Pistol, am I wrong? Haven't the 49ers been stacked? Been a stacked team for like 5 years now and still ain't won shit?
Well, at least for a couple years. I don't know.
I mean, remember
For sure
they were just in the Super Bowl 3 years ago. So it's not like this is
yeah.
the 49ers are some up and coming team, bro.
No, they're not an up. No, I wouldn't say they're up and coming. No,
They stay with mad
I mean,
talent.
John Lynch has done really well. I mean, I got to give him credit.
Yeah, so like excuse me for not believing in the 49er hype. Y'all are the Cowboys of the West, man. Y'all are the Cowboys in a red jersey. Quit fucking playing with me. Y'all got all these talented ass teams and fold in the playoffs. That's what y'all fucking do. Like 49er fans need to like get it out their mind that they're like that they don't be folding. Like they act like they don't be folding in the playoffs. Like cut it the fuck out. Like you ain't blow a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter versus Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Like stop. Like you ain't blow a 10-point. No, what was it? A 14 on the Rams when they lost that championship game? Like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, but you get further than Dallas, but you still choke. A choke job is a choke job.
Mm.
So it's like, I'm not concerned with the 49ers. I know y'all will find a way to fold when it matters the most. Period. It is what it is. You take how you want to take it. But if I had to pick, I mean, the Philly, I can't see Philly losing to Baker Mayfield. I can't see that shit. I can't see that. I think the line is at 3. I would probably take that 3. I cannot see Baker Mayfield upsetting. As bad as we think the Eagles are, and the Eagles have been bad, I can't see the Bucks beating the Eagles, man. I'll be stunned if this Eagle team loses to this banged up Bucks team. I'd be stunned.
But I mean, the Eagles do look a little broken right now.
They do, but damn. But damn. I mean,
Yeah.
shit. This is a Buccaneer team that scored 1 touchdown in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm gonna go with the Rams.
Should be some good games this weekend though.
It should be. All in all, I'm gonna go with the Rams because that's my Super Bowl pick. So I'll just stick with them. I'm gonna stick with the Rams. I'll pick the Rams and yeah, I'll pick the Rams. So yeah, that's my pick this week, fellas. I would probably do a Rams. Do I want to do that? I mean, if you want to do a teaser, I would tease the Rams and I'd tease the Lions. Not the Lions. The Rams and the Eagles. I would do a money line parlay with the all right. You take the Eagles money line and you buy the 0.5 point with the Rams to get them at 3.5, and that's your parlay of the week. That's my play. Buy the 0.5, get the hook with the Rams, so you get them plus 3.5, and then put the Eagle money line. Parlay those two. That's my play of the week. I wish I had one of my sports books open so I could see the odds on that. What were the odds on that? Pizzle, you got one of your sports books open?
I do not.
Trying to think.
What were you asking? What were you at? Say it again. Put it again.
I'm gonna buy the hook. I'm gonna buy the hook on the Rams. So I get the Rams plus 3.5. And then I'm gonna take the money line for the Eagles. So all right, I just logged on the bookmaker. Let me see what that look like. So Eagle money line, parlay, plus 3.5, $100. So yeah, that's double my money. I could bet $100 to win $193 right now. So if I do Rams plus 3.5 and the Eagles money line, that's 100 to win $193. That's basically doubling your money. So yeah, that's my play of the week. Rams plus 3.5, Eagles money line. Don't overthink this shit. And with that being said, this has been the season finale of the Giants Outsiders. Years 2 is in the books, Pizzle. Year 2 is in the books, man.
Appreciate the support.
Yeah, no problem. We are going to come back the week before free agency or free agency week.
Maybe free agency week, like when the week's happening.
Yeah, so we'll have a special episode to recap the Giants free agency moves. And then we'll come back a week before the draft, get draft predictions, and then we'll probably live stream the draft together. You know, so we can see how our bet plays out and whatnot. But yeah, for the most part, that's the schedule for the offseason, right?
That's it.
Yeah, man. It's been this year flew, man. This season flew by quick as shit.
Really did. It really did.
I mean, it's already January 10th. Shout out to my little brother. My little brother Ashton turned 13 today, man. Shout out to my little brother Ashton. Happy birthday, little man. My little brother turned 13 today. You know, so good for him. I never forget it. I remember my little brother. I remember calling my dad, asking him to pay one of my bills, probably a light bill or some shit. And he was like, "Son, I can't help you. Your little brother was just born." I never forget that. I was working at CarMax. It's like 10 o'clock at night. It's like 9. I'm on my lunch break. So it's probably like 8, 9 o'clock at night. I'm in my car. I'm depressed as fuck. And I remember calling my dad, like, man, I hope my dad could pay one of my bills. And he's like, nah, just had your little brother. Yeah, I was in college. So yeah, this is 2010. I was in college. I'll never forget that shit. He's like, man, I just had your little brother, got a bow with a baby phone. I was like, fuck. But yeah, shout out to my little brother, man. But anything you want to say before we wrap up, is
We're good, bro. Just appreciate all the support out of everybody.
All right, man. That's it. That's all, man. Go Knicks. Best team in the NBA. More Knicks content to come from me. But yeah, that's it. That's all, fellas. We will see y'all for the free agency.